Welcome to another session of Insemili, the YouTube channel of Insurance Institute of India. We have with us today Mr. Tapan Singhal, MD and CEO, Bajaj Allianz General Insurance Company Limited. Mr. Singhal is one of the most well-known people in the Indian insurance industry today. His popularity has been recently further endorsed by the international community when he received the Lifetime Achievement Award from Asia Insurance Review and the CEO of the Year Award from IDC Future Enterprise. This is in addition to the multiple awards Bajaj Allianz and him have been consistently bagging under his stewardship. Mr. Singhal, welcome to Insemili, the YouTube channel of Insurance Institute of India. You have taken over the reins of Bajaj Allianz around 10 years back in 2012. Before that, you have been with the same company for nearly a decade since its inception. For more than a decade. And then another decade, you were with the biggest PSU insurance in India. When you look back at your career, what are the thoughts which come to your mind?
First and foremost, Dr. Thomas, it's an honor and pleasure speaking to you and to the Institute. I think it's a very well-reverend institute and I really respect it a lot. So I want to start with that. Now, when it comes to my career, I think it's been a very interesting journey for me. But let me tell, when I joined insurance, my parents were not very happy. So they felt that my boy is really making a huge mistake, and it's a useless thing to really join. I think because my father was in the police, and they either wanted to become a bureaucrat, a police officer like him, or I want to be a scientist. So that was okay with them. So and in those era, when I go back 30 years back, insurance was like, okay, the ones who joined like us were excited, but mostly outside they had no clue. You tell people that I've joined so-and-so company and such a good company, and after 2 months when they used to meet you, you'd ask you, how's LIC doing? So like I was a New India Insurance Company, and they would not even remember the name. From that journey, 10 years in New India was an amazing experience. I learned so much. I was given IT to start IT. In fact, I met my friend Anjan Day, who is currently the CMD of Rental. Just yesterday evening we were together. He was telling me, Tapan, you opened my email account. So those days, as head for IT, opening an email account for my friend was such a big deal. People would laugh at it today. Then I also, I headed claims, underwriting, loss control. I became branch manager there. So in that 10 years of my journey of New India, I think was an amazing journey for me. Every 1.5 to 2 years, I did something new. I got transferred to 3 places, and I loved my start of my career, and that really grounded me well. 2001, private companies came in, and for the first time, like before that, there was no private companies in India. There was just a public sector, 4 companies, and the Bajaj Allianz, amongst others, offered me a job. I was not very keen. I was doing very good in New India. A lot of people loved me. I had a good place to stay. My family was happy. There's no reason for me to join a private company. Then one of my friends, who today, is in Digit now, Kamesh, he actually called me and said that, Tapan, you should join this. And I said, okay. And I actually had a bit of argument also with him at the interview time. And I was not very keen. I said, okay, it's fine. Then one day he called me and said, looks like you're afraid. I said, that is funny. How many someone tells me I'm afraid? So I came over and joined the Bajaj Allianz in the year 2001. And now you imagine the industry for the first time saw private companies come in. It was a startup in the pure sense. There was no office, nothing. We'll start from garage. Actually, get people, recruit people. Actually, we didn't even have our company account in those places. We had to run it from our own salary to begin with. An amazing experience of starting a company is something which is unbelievable. Like you can only experience it for people to understand that. And used to work from 8 in the morning till 1 in the night. There's no brand name also, nothing. So huge learning there again. The 10 years I did sales, I did geography, I became a kind of a handling next to in command to the CEO, and I picked up all the nuances setting up a good company. And then I became the MD and CEO now close to 10 years of this company. And that was a different leadership because I had to see how I transform the industry, how I look at what can be good for the public at large, how do we look at insurance differently, and how do we make a company very powerful. So I think I'm very blessed. One, an amazing industry in which you get to do so much. 2, I've seen public sector where my grooming was there in a very strong company. Then Bajaj Allianz, from a startup to making a formidable company to what it is today. The entire experience and learning that I had, Dr. Thomas, I don't think that I could have asked for more. It's been amazing from my perspective.
It is fantastic to know about that great journey which you had. See, let me come to something company specific now. Bajaj Allianz has been a company which has been doing things differently. You were the first company, if I am understanding it correctly, you were the first company to set up, to start a bank assurance channel, on the spot motor claim settlements, and in-house TPA systems. Would you like to tell us, something about these bold initiatives which you had done?
So, Dr. Thomas, let me tell again one small secret. No, a lot of things which look very bold, innovative, actually come out of how should I say? Um, I think necessity is the mother of all invention. Let's start with this. No, so you look at us as new companies which are coming, and you had formidable 4 PSUs. No, and they were running the business. They had a big brand name. They had big trust in the public, and you were just a fledgling company with no office, hardly any staff. So you had to do things differently to survive. No, otherwise you not survive. No. Now, what do you do differently? First and foremost, I think the claim settlement, if I remember in the year 2000, motor claim, if got it settled in 3 months' time, people were very happy, Dr. Thomas. 3 months was very good. Like you have to do survey, you have to get the salvage, go to office, get the salvage ticked and get it paid. And people were generally very happy. And then that is where we thought, okay, how do we make a difference? So we said, okay, we will do settlement at the dealership point. That is zero time. That became a big innovation. Then we thought, how do we make a difference to customers, and how do we serve them differently? So when TPA came in, we thought TPA is there for every insurance company. Can we set up our own TPA? That's where we set in hat, And then when you look at distribution, there's only agency, at 2000. There's no other distribution channel. It's just 20 years. People don't remember that. But today, if you look at bank insurance, you look at web, you look at aggregators, you look at POS, you look at motor dealership. All this didn't exist in 2000. You just only had agency, and that's it. So we had huge opportunity to create new distributions. So we experimented a lot. We did bank insurance. It was very interesting those days. A banker would call and tell us it's a 10 crore case. Please come fast. So we thought 10 crore. Wow, that's amazing premium. We rushed our cars and realized 10 crore is sum insured. The premium is hardly not even worth the cost of petrol. So we set up different distribution. I think Bajaj Allianz has been the forefront setting distribution, and the latest one set up was virtual offices. There's offices without brick and mortar that we set up in the year 2014. Which again became now for the industry. Everybody is talking about virtual office. They're also setting it up. So I think we have been leading the forefront in setting up distribution, setting up innovation, setting up partner. But mostly it was with the desire to do something differently. And my education as a scientist really helps me because I keep on questioning the status quo and think how can I look at the same thing differently. So that again is interesting. Now my next thinking is what is the new distribution do we create now? Because India is such an untapped market, Dr. Thomas. You can do so much here. So you just keep on thinking, how do you keep on building? And it's been amazing. Like when I look back 20 years back, just one distribution, today so many distribution, and the kind of penetration that has moved up by number of lives covered has been phenomenal.
Okay. So that takes us to something else actually. So it can be a little more something like a value kind of thing. So you have been doing a lot of these initiatives. And these initiatives can be measured in multiple ways. It could be translating into reducing costs for the company, say improving the ease of operations, or say bringing customer delight. There could be the success of these initiatives can be measured in different ways. How do you like as a person, as a CEO, to measure the success of these initiatives?
So I'll tell you again interesting irony of the industry, and then I'll tell you how I think. So if you look at the industry after 2007, when free pricing happened till today, the industry's combined ratio, which is the outgo to premium by claims, commission, and management expenses, is hovering around 115-120%, which means the industry really pays claim beyond its mean. Otherwise, that for every 100 rupees, it loses about 15 rupees or so in terms of underwriting. And if I look at the common man on the street and you ask them what's the perception of insurance industry, they'll say these guys don't pay claims.
Okay.
Now, why is it so? It is simply because if you look at the industry, the way it has been made, not from today, from the 16th, 17th century when insurance industry was created, the idea was to collect money from many to pay to a few. And the owners for the industry to see that when they're paying to the few, fraudsters should not take the money. And as per the contract, they should pay. The process of claim payment was very cumbersome, in which the industry would eliminate fraud first, ensure that the payment is because they're custody of public money. So from the industry's perspective, they're doing a right job. From a customer's perspective, is a very bad customer experience, because the moment he lodges a claim, he's been seen like a thug, somebody who wants to take away money. So how do you bridge this? Let's say we'll solve this problem. Now you bridge it by making claim process so seamless. If you look at that's why we did motor on the spot. You can click down, get down, take pictures, upload. In the year 2014, when nobody in the world was thinking about it, we used to pay money in 20 minutes time, to let's say a settlement for a mobile or any kind of retail claims. How do you settle claims so smooth and so fast that people believe that getting insured is amazing, no? And how do you take care of fraud analytics at the background, no? So when I solve problem, it is with the intent that it transforms the industry to the next level, no? So let's say when you settle claims at the dealership, it transforms industry from a 3-month claim settlement to 0-time claim settlement, no? Or when we know, let us say if we look at a perspective of no, so the cost reduction, the efficiency increase, customer delight is just incidental. It happens on its own. When you're solving a bigger problem, Dr. Thomas, these things just happen on its own. You don't have to really worry about it. But the message is that you should be obsessed about what problem you're solving and solve it well. And then these things on its own. That's why you look at Bajaj Insurance Company. We are one of the least cost company in the industry. We are one of the highly profitable company in the industry. We have the best NPS score, the least grievance ratio. So all this, if you look at our parameters and all of it comes with flying colors, it's simply because we are solving a problem, and that's the obsession. And these are incidental. So we don't try and target these. No, they just happen on its own, Dr. Thomas.
Okay, nice hearing that. Let me come back to you as a person. So you have been a very, busy and successful CEO. Many of us do struggle to balance our work and personal priorities. How are you able to balance your work pressures and your personal life? How do you manage to have the work-life balance, your me time, your hobby time? What are your advice to the fellow professionals in the industry, including me?
It's an interesting question, Dr. Thomas. So let me tell you some small funny stories, and I'll tell you my predicament and the initial stages. So when I joined from New India Bajaj Insurance Company, and we didn't have any kind of infrastructure, we really had to work very hard from 8 in the morning till 1 in the night, Dr. Thomas, every day, including Saturday, Sunday, because that is what a startup is. When you're setting up a company, you have no luxury of, you have to settle every claim, every policy, every day before you go to sleep. Then any customer called you, you would go there, and you didn't have staff, you didn't have infrastructure. So it was a lot of hard work for 1 or 2 years, and it kept on building up. And my kids were small; they were growing up, and then one day I realized that I'm not spending any time with my family. When I reach home, everybody's sleeping, and when I leave in the morning, nobody's really got up, and it's been going for months together. And I thought this is not the life that I want to lead. But I thought, how do I reduce my time in the office, and how do I get more time in the family? It's a huge predicament to me. Then I realized that if I remember when my wife gets angry with me, she'll remind me times, when I have not been in some occasion, which was there. So first and foremost, I made to myself that whatever is the occasion, be it my wife's birthday, our anniversary, my kid's birthday, my kids' schools, annual day, the prize day, the teachers' parent meet, I ensure that whatever may happen, these I'll definitely be there. So not a single event, I have missed, in my entire. Even one time I flew down to China just to attend my daughter's annual sports day, and then I flew back in the night. But I ensure that not a single event I'll miss, because you remember, and all of us just think when our family is angry with us, they'll remind us the time when we're not there for an important event. So my first message is, you may be very busy, but any event of your family, ensure that you're there. That's the first message. Second message I realized was when I looked at my friends who reached home early, what they would do, they switch on TV, then have dinner, and then go to sleep. I thought, okay, if they're going home also, they have quantity of time, but the quality of the family is less. So I said, I'll not watch television. So when I go home, I spend complete time with the family, complete indoors. So I give them 100% time, no television, no phone, nothing. Even I spend 10 minutes with them, it will be completely absorbed in what they are and what their life is. So I said, if I can't give quantity, I better focus on quality of time. So you'll be surprised, Dr. Thomas, I don't even remember when I saw television last. I don't even remember now. It's many years. I've not seen television at all. So not a single moment I go home, I spend on television or anything. I spend just with my family. So the quality of time is the second message. Be focused and obsessed on the quality of time. Don't try to be busy when you reach home. As much work you do it in office or on the way to home. But once you reach home, just this. Your family. That's the second message. The third message is always talk to your family and involve them in your success. So a lot of people I see that they get successful, but the family are not involved. They should have the fruits of your success. So let's say, if I fly to any place and if there's a weekend in between, I ensure that my family flies on to whichever part of the world it is. It may cost me a lot of money also, but they're part of my success journey, in terms of whatever creation is happening. So if you do these 3 things, Dr. Thomas, I think you'll be better off than what it was. So these I learned over time with all my hard experiences.
Yeah, thank you. I think a lot of our audience would be interested in listening to that. So now let me ask you something which is closer to our heart from the Insurance Institute of India. Now, our viewers and all of us would be happy to listen to your thoughts on insurance education. What is your advice to the institute? You know, we have got a fraternity of around 3 lakh plus people plus members in India and abroad. You know, and to the insurance industry in general when it comes to insurance education.
So I think first and foremost, people underestimate insurance. It's a highly technical job, and you look at the kind of talent that we employ. Dr. Thomas, like right from agriculturists to veterinary doctors to nurses to MBAs to engineers to any kind of professional qualification, any kind of general qualification, they're employed by insurance industry. Everybody is required. No, right from experts on thermal to nuclear power plants to anything you think of. With such a requirement of talent and the kind of exposure it gives you, the kind of thing that you can do to benefit the society, the way you can help the government in terms of making a difference to the countrymen, and the kind of money the insurance industry deploys in the market or to government bonds or helps the infrastructure creation is unimaginable. Now, if I look at the insurance education or training, I don't see anybody close to the kind of structure that you have, Dr. Thomas, in terms of insurance institute. It's amazing. The kind of talented people, including all of you, the kind of learning experience that you have is unbelievable. No, so I feel the role that the institute has to play is huge, which you're already doing. At the same time, industry also has to reciprocate, by partnering institute, by ensuring that the people, their staff understands the nuances of this business. They come out as thorough professionals. One challenge I face as the MD and CEO of one of the leading companies of India is that I don't get talent enough. So talent enough means what? India has huge amount of youngsters who are educated, but talent enough from my perspective of insurance, no? And that is where I feel this combination and partnership institute and the industry can go a long way, because it's an amazing industry to be in, and I think people who are not part of insurance are missing out something, especially the sunrise industry now. For the next 30 years, any industry will come up and down. I think insurance industry is really going to keep on doing well, and that is where institute has a long role to play in this.
Thanks a lot. That was something really a vision for the future for us. So, I mean, yeah, thank you very much for sharing your time with us and with our audiences. So we have been we are really grateful to you for the inputs that you have given us, for sharing your vision. Thanks a lot again, once again, for your time. Thank you very much.
This was my honor, my pleasure, and it's always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much, Dr. Thomas.